Hi. Let's talk about some recent news. It is February 1st, 2021. 2020 lingers in the imagination, but it's finally over. Let's talk about the 74 million Americans who voted for Donald Trump. These blessed beings, every one of them, thought that this man was the right fit for this country. And in reality, yeah, in a lot of ways he is. America is an insane place at this point, mostly because of these 74 million people and their many, many co-conspirators and enablers. Number 45, for all intents and purposes, is a racist, a misogynist, a xenophobe, and an asshole. These people love all of those things about him. Can you believe that 55% of white women were all over Mr. Grab 'em by the PUSSY one more time? I can. Can you believe that 35% of Latinos were all for Mr. Let's Build a Wall? I absolutely can. Can you believe that 1 in 3 Asian people wanted Mr. Kung Flu to be their commander-in-chief? I have a little trouble with that, but yeah, I can believe it. And all of these people were represented by the patriotic Americans that stormed the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. Prior to the election, I had every intention to leave this country and move on to better times. Post-election, my intentions are that much more solidified, because no matter what you think, with all the historic first black person ever to hold this position or that one, those 74 million people represent the deep, deep, deep racism, xenophobia, hatred, nationalism that signifies America. They represent you. And all my white liberal friends, all my, let the past be the past acquaintances. The past comes from the now. When people now will not say that this was insurrection and this was illegal. When the president enriched himself throughout his tenure as commander, when we couldn't even get him to really divest from his businesses, even while he held office, and not a word was said. When the people that raided the Capitol all went home to their families and will eventually get off scot-free, that shows you what America is. If you don't believe it, keep watching. Republican senators and other lawmakers are not about to see any justice done. The lack of action is justice to them, because these people were just expressing their emotions and their thought processes. Cool, no problem. But yeah, those 74 million people represent a whole big chunk of the American population. I'm pretty sure they don't care for me as a person. Just the general idea of black women in general. The general idea of black people. The general idea of people who were not born in America. The general idea of people who were not born in America with white skin. They ain't for us. They will not be for us. And frankly, you're a fool if you think that they are not a huge chunk of what is wrong with America. And I'm fairly convinced that somebody who is smarter than Trump, at least when it comes to saying things like grab him by the pussy, is going to come forward to lead those 74 million down the rest of the way to the marching of people into ovens. The German Holocaust that we use as the be-all and end-all of things we should never do again as humans, Hitler and his buddies looked to America to show them how to other a large group of people. And they used that othering to decide that those people should not live. That's where we are in America. All those families that were separated, those kids have been locked up at the borders for years now. All the people that have been killed by the police with no justice served to them, that's going to continue. And all of my quiet white friends, your aunts and uncles and dads were at that protest at the Capitol. The same people you won't confront at Thanksgiving, those are the people who are going to be marching folks like me into ovens while you sit by and munch on your avocado toast. It has happened before. You're not doing anything to stop it happening again. And these are realities that we should really face because, to quote from some of them, a storm is coming. And I ain't got an umbrella enough to protect my ass from all of you. Just a thought. I'm leaving anyway, so I'll wish you guys luck with your beautiful country. And I will say that my grandmother, her grandmother, and the grandmother before that were all born right here in America. I have lived in this country my entire life, and I have never been afforded the kind of citizenship that number 45 and those other 74 million of his buddies have gotten. I've been cheated and robbed of the American dream, but it's gonna have to be okay because it ain't coming anyway. Biden and Harris don't give a shit about me, and I'm really not looking forward to the next 10, 15 years in this place. Hopefully, somewhere in the world, there's a place where a little brown girl can exist in peace and prosper like all of her neighbors.